Okay, today we could be using oil pastels for our drawing exercise. You may not have used them before. I like oil pastels because you get generally quite bold colours. When you are putting them on your paper, I wouldn't put them down too thick to start with. You want to build them up. So I've got some yellow, and I'm going to be blending my yellows into orange and into red. Okay, so yellow's down. I'm going to put a little bit of my orange, again, not pressing too hard, just blocking some colour in. I want that to blend into a red. Okay, there we go. I'm overlapping them a little bit. So that's my range of colours, and at the moment it looks a bit rough. So now I'm going to go back to my yellow, and I'm going to perhaps work into it a bit more. Just put a bit of orange into gently over some of the yellow. And as you can see, you can mix your colours on the paper. So I'd like this orange to be a bit bolder. And it's starting to mix into the red. So use my red. And generally use the lighter colour to blend the two together. Okay. So what I've got is a lovely strip of colour from light to dark. Okay. If you can do that, then you can do some oil pastel drawing. So here's one I've started. Okay, and it's of this Oni mask. I started off by drawing it roughly in pencil, not too much detail, just enough so I know where the main areas are. And what I now want to do is to block in or put in the areas of colour with my oil pastels. I'm going to need to use some blues, so I've got a dark blue and a light blue, probably some blacks, yeah. Some yellows as well. I'll have later some whites. What yellows is there? And possibly a little bit of brown perhaps. So I've got the colours I'm going to need. I'll work on this bit of the jaw, and I'm going to start with it's probably the darker blue here. So I'm going to put a little bit of my dark blue there. And as it comes kind of forward, a little bit of dark blue there as well. That's when it gets to probably a slightly lighter blue. All right, so I'm just putting it like I did before, quite roughly first. Then I'm going to go back to my darker colour, working a little bit harder, and in fact that area there is very dark, so I'm going to put a tiny bit of black in there. Then I'm going to go back to my dark blue, smudging away, go into my light blue, and then bringing that around. And I think I've even got some little highlights, so I'm going to put the white highlights in. There's even one about here. Back to my lighter blue and my darker blue. Perhaps the edge is slightly darker. There's a little bit of detail which I'm going to use the black for these kind of curves. Perhaps like a little bit of a beard or something he's got. Put those in there. And just edge the corner slightly darker, and there's a slight dark line here. Oh, and it brightens up to a red. I've not got a red, here we are. So I'm going to put a nice red in here, perhaps mix it with some orange, so it's a bit brighter, then go back to the red again. There's some black shadow in this area. I'll just have a go at the teeth, and it ranges from white to yellow to a little bit of brown, and perhaps use this to smudge it again, back to the white. Put my shadow. That comes a bit further across there, and there's a bit of shadow behind the teeth here as well. Okay, so hopefully you've seen that oil pastels, you mix the colours on the paper, they're quite chunky, you layer your colours, and you build up your tones, mixing the light to the dark together, and then finally adding detail over the top. Over to you.